Hello everyone, welcome to Learn the Strategy with Alfa-PTE.com. Today we'll be talking about summarized spoken text from the listening module. Let's see what is summarized spoken text. For this item type, you hear an audio recording and you need to write a 50 to 70 word summary on what you heard. After listening to a recording, write a 50 to 70 word summary. You will be assessed on your listening and writing skills. And the length of the audio can be around 60 to 90 seconds. You will have 10 minutes time to answer the question. That 10 minutes includes the audio, so it is inclusive of the audio time. You will have minimum 2 to maximum 3 questions in this particular question type. And you will get approximately 25 marks from this kind of question. The scoring is based on partial credit, so there is no right or wrong. It depends on a number of factors. Let's see how we can attempt this question. You have 10 minutes to write your summary. The audio begins to play automatically and you are only able to listen to the audio recording once. The word count at the bottom of the screen counts the number of words you write. Make sure to write a minimum of 50 words, but no more than 70 words. There are also cut, copy and paste buttons which you may choose to use while constructing your summary. Remember, if you write less than the minimum words and more than the maximum words, you are entitled to get a penalty. Let's look at the marking criteria. Your marks are on the basis of your content, your form, grammar, spellings, and vocabulary. Let's look at marking criteria in detail. You will get 1 to 2 marks from content depending on the text that you provide. Same goes with form. It depends on the number of words, whether you are within the word limit or not, and you get marks according to that. Even in vocabulary, you get 1 to 2 marks depending on the choice of words you use and the number of errors you make. Even in grammar, you get 1 to 2 marks depending on the correct grammatical structure or the mistakes that you commit. You get spelling mistakes and you lose marks. So in spellings, you get marks for your spelling, for not making any spelling mistake. Let's see marking criteria in detail. Your response for summarized spoken text is judged on your ability to understand, analyze, and combine information from a lecture, and then summarize the key points in writing, and on the quality of your writing and how well your response presents the key point in the lecture. So basically, you will hear an audio. Your job is to take good amount of notes during the audio and then write a summary based on the notes that you have taken. Your score is based on 5 factors. Content, if all key points in the lecture are mentioned, they have been addressed properly, then you get marks for content. Form, if you are within the required word limit, then you get marks for form. If your response has correct grammar, if you are not making any grammatical mistakes, any mistakes in the formation of the sentence structure, then you get marks for grammar. Vocabulary, if you use good vocabulary with good choice of words, without any informal words, then you get good marks for vocabulary. Spelling, of course, if it checks whether your response demonstrates correct and consistent use of single spelling convention. So please remember, guys, PTE Academic recognizes English spelling conventions from United States, the UK, Australia, and Canada. However, one spelling convention should be used consistently in a given response. That means you cannot switch from American to British, British to American in the same answer or in the same response. Every time you make a switch, that will be counted as a spelling mistake. Partial credit scoring applies to summarized spoken text. No credit is given for no response or an irrelevant response. This question type affects the scoring of the following: listening, writing, grammar, spellings, and vocabulary. Let's look at some important tips to solve this kind of question. Take smart notes. Learn how to take notes smartly. Note taking should not be at the expense of understanding the audio. Your primary focus is always on understanding. The more you practice, the more easily you will be able to distinguish important points from other information, and important points of what you should put in your summaries. Make your own note-taking shortcuts. This is often useful but varies from person to person. You can develop your own note-taking shortcut strategies. For example, will I write full words or only the first letter of the first couple of letters of the word? Will I use arrow to show relationship or will I use words? You know, stuff like that. Do not start writing immediately. A short way of confusing yourself and wasting your time is to start writing immediately after the audio ends. Instead, take your time, have a proper time management strategy. During the practice, develop an understanding of how many minutes you need to spend on preparations, and how many minutes you need to spend on writing, and how many minutes you need to spend on your review. When you do like this, you will write better and you don't have to redo your work again and again. Let's discuss some more tips. Write a structured response. Always write a properly structured response. That means you shouldn't jump from one point to another unnecessarily. Always begin with an overview, introductory sentence, and make sure you follow the sentence and link one to another properly. Write simple sentences. Unless you are very confident about your grammar, do not try to write complicated sentences. Simple sentences are good enough to get you a high score, provided you write them without any grammar mistakes. Do not include unnecessary information. You should be very clear about what important points are and only include those in your summary. Do not include unnecessary information as it will eat up your word count and you will complicate the sentence. So ignore examples and repetition and just try not to put them in your summary. Be mindful of the word count. If you are in a hurry, you can go over or under the word limit. It is a very silly way of losing marks. Make sure your response is between 50 to 70 words. Always leave some time in the end to review and fix such things. Practice listening and summarizing. A good way to practice the core skills behind the question type is to listen to the audio on the portal and then try to summarize what has been said. You don't need to worry about the word limit or getting it 100% right. Listen to it once, then write a summary and check it against the audio. If you have missed something important, rewrite it. Okay? Watch our next video to understand how various templates are to be used to improve your score in summarized spoken text. Thank you so much for watching our video. Tried and tested templates will be helpful in attempting summarized spoken text. Practice this question with artificial intelligence scoring on alfa-PTE.com and also watch the next video to know how you can put your structures and how you can use the structures when you are writing this kind of question. Thank you for watching. Follow our Facebook page for regular updates. Join our Telegram group for a free assessment.